look at the little psychopathic, hateful murder machine of annoying death. He almost looks cute. I wonder what he's dreaming about. Oh god! Oh my god, no! No! Oh! 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 Okay. Alright. But where is Bulldrome? Hello then, my fellow hunters! How are you doing? Good, I'm glad to hear it, or I guess also, I hope it gets better soon. In any case, let's have some monster fun. Have you noticed that there are 7 monsters missing from Rise? Yeah, 7 whole new monsters that should be here, that technically are here, but are not here. What's up with that? Let's have a little examine of each of them, shall we, and see if we can't piece together the future of Rise, both from imminent title updates, hello, and an eventual G/Master Rank expansion. Beginning then with, well, Bullfango, Bulldrome, gone. Now, look, Bulldrome is kind of a... it's just bigger, tankier Bullfango. It's not really a great monster. It's fun, though. It's amusing, and Wyvern riding it would be hilarious. Like, just a straight charging round the map. It needs to be the fastest Wyvern ride. Permanent sprint no matter what you do. You just can't stop. But in any case, it's not like the game's really hurting for the daddy of the Bullfango to not be in it, though it could add some interesting options if we were to include it as a easy kind of lower tier monster, but in a G rank expansion. I think this is one we can kind of hand wave, as it's just wasted time to implement him when there's much more better options in his weight class. And the Bulldrome happens when a male Bullfango simply lives long enough, grows large enough, and gets long enough tuss. It then transitions from small to large monster and gets Bulldromified. Then, talking of 2 more kind of lower weight class ones, we obviously have the Jagras that are missing their Papa Great Jagras, and this is kind of a shame. I was so convinced he would be in it. I'd love to see him interact with the great raptors of ye old, and how they would come out on top. I really want more lower tier turf wars and scraps, because I think that's really amusing, but they are missing their great. But why? Why are they missing their great? Well, it's the same deal I imagine as Bullfango. It's just kind of pointless. There is enough interesting and fun low tier monsters. You don't need to just kind of throw a Jagras into the mix, and you can still do Jagrasy stuff thanks to there being small monster Jagras. So yeah, he's kind of... The same can be said then for Great Jaggi, who have their Jaggi and Jaggier in the sandy plains, but the Great is nowhere to be seen. This one is a little bit more egregious because there's Ruggy and there's Baggy, but no Jaggi. How can you Ruggy and Baggy with no Jaggi? You've got a Baggy and a Ruggy but no Jaggi. You need a Jaggi with a Baggy and a Ruggy and a Ruggy and a Baggy and a Jaggi. They're a trio, Baggy, Ruggy, Red Jaggi. You know? You know what I'm saying? Baggy, Ruggy, Jaggi. You need all 3 of them because there's so much fun to say. This, to me, is, again, because Jaggi is by far the most popular and most hunted of the 3, so giving the 2 the spotlight for a bit is fair enough, and I would be absolutely astounded, blown away, if the Great Jaggi is not one of the first monsters you fight in Master Rank and G Rank. I am so utterly 100% convinced it is the perfect time to round out that trio of great raptors. And what I like about all this is that, technically speaking, every monster I'm about to talk about is in the game, because, well, a baby is still a human. Just because we have a Jaggi but no Great Jaggi, the Jaggi still grows up to be the Great Jaggi, or at least the males do. So it's still there, it's just not there. And I find that absolutely fascinating. So then we move up to a few more examples that are a little bit more head-scratching. The first of which is the Zamites, who are looking absolutely fantastic. They really are. I'm trying to talk about you, and if you could just please... Thank you. Where is the Zamtrios? Why are none of the Zamites adults? Why is the big inflatable ball of fun not here? Why? My God, I'm so sad. What? What? still to this day one of the best monster reactions ever. This one definitely seems just like a missed opportunity to me, because, look, Tetranadon's here and he's an amphibian. There is only 3 amphibians now, including him adding to the category. Why not pop in the others? It's kind of the same deal with not putting in Nursilla when there is Ragnar and there's only 2 spidery Temnocerans anyway. You know, it just feels like it would add so much, especially as you could have Tetranadon Zamtrios Turf Wars in the Frost Islands. Hell, why is Tetranadon even in the Frost Islands? He's not exactly the most active, like, he's bright green. He stands out like a sore thumb. Don't tell me this monster that specializes sinking into riverbeds and using the moss covering him as camouflage is there like, okay, everything here is blue and white. I'm just gonna lie down as a green bush bulging thing and I'll totally get away with it. Like, come on. I am totally convinced that Zamtrios was perhaps on the table, but in the end didn't make it for probably time reasons, perhaps something more technical, and then Tetranadon was just put in the Frost Islands. But imagine those big inflatable boys having a bounce-off together. It would just be glorious. And again, Zamtrios is a fantastic candidate for an earlier monster in a G rank or master rank expansion. I feel like they're almost laying the groundwork with these guys because, you know, we get to fight their smaller versions or see them, and then as time progresses, as we reach the more difficult echelons of Rise, we eventually get to the big uns and really test ourselves against them. I mean, you could essentially just make the adult version of all of the small monsters that I have on this little video talky thing as the base low-tier roster of a Master/G rank expansion, and you're golden. That's a quality list of variety and fun. You know, you've got yourself Zamtrios, Great Jaggi, Great Jaggi, Bulldrome, and then obviously the next one that we're going to talk about in Tetsucabra. Yes, baby Tetsu. Now this one's a little bit more, well, less concrete, I guess I should say. Though it is so cute. But obviously, if there's a baby Tetsu, then adult Tetsus live in the region. He's not imported this as a mount, and eventually it will grow up. But is he going to release it? The implications here are really weird, Hojo! But baby Tetsu, indeed, so where is the adult frog boy? Now this one I kinda get because it inhabits similar regions to Tetranadon, and you don't want them conflicting, you want the new amphibian to take the spotlight, so again, an adult Tetsucabra would be perfect for a G-rank, Master rank, complete the amphibian trio, and let them run rampant, or I guess hop rampant, probably more accurately. Then we have ourselves Uroktor, who, of course, is the precursor to Clack Clack Beam in Agnaktor, who is a wondrous Leviathan and an absolutely fantastic fight and belongs in any given monster hunter. He is a mid-tier monster, so we're starting to get a little bit more intense now, and he really adds a lot of cool dimensions, especially with how the lava cavern's structured. His digging up and down burrowing shenanigans would be so well received. Also, he has a huge laser beam of sweeping death. I mean, he's a perfect candidate for wire bugging above it, which they absolutely love to do, and I just really need him back. He'd look so gorgeous, being able to finally see the lava slowly hardening into obsidian on his body would just look fantastic. Hell, seeing his laser beam, the thin, like, piercing, cutting nature of it, but in Rise's beautiful floating paint in the air style would just be magnificent. I am so, again, utterly convinced that Agnaktor will join the Leviathans at some point, though again, more accurately, likely in a G rank or Master rank update as a part of that new roster. Finally then, the only large monster on this list that is still a small monster, Basarios, who is baby Gravios. And obviously Basarios is wonderful in Rise. He's never been better. He looks absolutely fantastic. The kind of pastel greys and then the orange glow, and all of his attacks are just he's never been better to fight. He really, really hasn't. But he is a baby monster, and I feel like this one is kind of a slam dunk. Gravios is amazing, a giant hulking behemoth of stone swimming through lava fields. You want him in your Monster Hunter game, especially as he's not really had a chance to take the spotlight in so long. So what better way to put the baby in high rank and then put the adult in G rank? It just kind of fits. It makes sense. It's one of those that, again, I would be absolutely gobsmacked if we didn't get Gravios in a G rank or Master rank expansion. Again, all of this list: Agnaktor, Bulldrome, Gravios, Zamtrios, Tetsucabra, Great Jaggi, Great Jaggi. Is that not a fantastic initial lineup of 7 monsters for a Master Rank G Rank expansion? Because I think it is. However, I don't think any of the 7 will come in title updates, because you need to keep upping the stakes, you need to add powerful challenges, you need to power creep the game. If a title update comes along and it's like, yep, here's your Zamtrios now, only one of 2 things can happen. Either it's ridiculously powerful and way more powerful than a Zamtrios should be to give endgame players a challenge, or it's incredibly anticlimactic, everyone kills it in 3 minutes in their optimized armor sets, and it's like, well, I mean, it's cool to see Zamtrios, but I mean, I'm out of things to do instantly. I mean, what, I don't understand, you know? You can't really win, you can't add lower tier monsters outside of initial high rank game launch or initial G rank Master rank game launch. Now, don't get me wrong, there is the opportunity in the first title update in Rise, because of the lack of focus on elders, to add a load of tier 2, tier 3 non-elders, but we know we're getting Chameleos, so likely we're going to get other elder dragons along with him, so already the elder dragon cycle is starting, so there's no real place for these weaker monsters. But the 7 of them as a initial package in G rank, absolutely lovely. So there you go, guys, that is your 7 missing monsters from Rise that are all technically here, but just not quite here. Which of the 7 would you most like to be added if you could choose? I think I would lean towards Agnaktor myself, but it's very close with Gravios and Zamtrios, but I am very curious as to your thoughts. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Please consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. A good
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.